Students, our next question is question number 23. Name the type of bonds formed in the ionic compounds and the bonds formed in the covalent compounds, carbon compounds. Okay, so what is the type of bond in the ionic compounds? Ionic bond, right? This ionic bond is formed by the transfer of electrons. So the correct answer is ionic bond. And if the compound is formed by carbon, then carbon always forms covalent bond by sharing of its 4 electrons, right? So what type of bond is formed by carbon? Covalent bond. So this carries half mark. Ionic bond and covalent bond also carries half mark. Next is also give any two reasons why carbon compounds are large in number. So here what is expected, students? Here you have to write down only the four reasons, any two reasons. Actually there are four reasons why carbon compounds are large in numbers, because of their property of catenation, right? So what is catenation? This is a property by which carbon has a unique ability to form bonds with other elements, carbon atoms, giving rise to large molecules. So carbon has this unique ability to form bonds very easily by sharing of its electron, and this property is called catenation. So first point is the what is the reason for as why carbon makes so many compounds? Because of catenation. Then what is the second reason why carbon form compounds, more compounds? Because of its tendency to form multiple bonds. Yes, we have seen that carbon forms single bond, double bond, triple bond very easily by sharing of its electron. And that's why it has tendency to form multiple bonds. This is the second reason. Reason is the tetracovalency of carbon. Carbon's valency is 4. So it has got 4 free ends where all other elements can get connected. So the tetracovalency is the third reason. And isomerism is the fourth reason. That means carbon can easily form isomers by rearranging of its carbon atoms and hydrogen bonds. Okay, so this is isomerism. So four reasons are there. Out of that, only two reasons you have to write down. You can write any two: catenation, tendency to form multiple bonds, tetracovalency of carbon, and isomerism. These are the four reasons by which carbon forms large number of carbon compounds. Okay, right. So in this question there was OR option also. Classify the following carbon compounds into two homologous series and name them. So how to find out the homologous series? Students, you can see here, this is a general formula. What is it given? You have to see what is the number of carbon and hydrogen. Here the carbon is C3 and hydrogen is 4. Here you can see carbon is 3 but hydrogen is double 6. Here you can see carbon is 4 but hydrogen is 6. And here you can see carbon is 4 but hydrogen is double, that is 8. So from here you can see there are two general formulas which are CnH2n. That means these products like these carbon compounds C3H6, carbon is and hydrogen is double than that of carbon. So which formula is there? CnH2n. So this is the formula of alkenes. Similarly here also carbon is 4 and hydrogen is 8. So this is also following CnH2n formula. That means carbon and hydrogen ratio is 1:2, double. And that's why these are alkenes. Okay, so student, what is expected here? You have to write down the name of this, and that is homologous series. This is alkenes homologous series, and which compounds are there? These two are alkenes. And what is alkynes? Alkynes have this formula CnH2n minus 2. That means number of carbon and hydrogen. How it will be? If carbon are 4, then hydrogen will be double. That is 4 into 2, 8 minus 2, that is 6. So this is a alkyne. So what is the name of this series? Alkynes. And this also is showing alkynes. That means 3 into 2. CnH2n minus 2 is their formula of alkynes. So C is 3. So what will be H? 2n. That means 3 into 2, 6 minus 2, 4. So this is 3H4, this is propyne and this is butane. So you don't have to write down names here. you have to write down the homologous series alkynes, and these two are alkynes. So this carries half of mark. So this question was of total 2 marks. Clear? Now here, and there was one or option. So we have solved this question number 23. Now let us go for question number 24. Which metal from the following can displace zinc from zinc sulfate solution? Zinc is present in zinc sulfate solution. So to displace zinc sulfate, which can be the other metal which is more reactive than zinc? Okay. So here some names of the metals are given: iron, copper, magnesium, silver. So from these four, we have to find out which metal is more reactive than zinc, and the more reactive metal only can displace zinc from zinc sulfate solution. So from these four, we can see that iron is less reactive than zinc, copper is less reactive than zinc, but magnesium is more reactive than zinc, but silver is also less reactive than zinc. Then that means from all of these, magnesium can displace zinc from zinc sulfate solution. So what is then the second part is write equation of chemical reaction involved. So we can easily write down magnesium Mg plus zinc sulfate, that is ZnSO4. So magnesium will displace zinc from zinc sulfate solution. So what the equation will be like this: magnesium solid, you should write down the state of the substance, plus zinc sulfate, which is aqueous. So magnesium can easily displace zinc because it is more reactive than zinc to produce MgSO4 aqueous plus Zn solid. So this is a displacement reaction. You have to write down it correctly to get its 1 mark. So in this, there was one or option also given. Okay. No, second question in this is arrange the metals calcium, aluminium, copper and aurum, that is gold, in increasing order of reactivity. So if you have to write down the increasing order, that means increasing means from lowest to the highest. So find out which is the lowest reactive metal from here. Yes, this is gold, that is aurum. So we should write aurum. Now we have to write increasing order. So less reactive will be coming first. Aurum, which is followed by copper. Then is aluminium and the last is calcium. So you cannot write down the symbols of the elements in this order. You have to say that aurum, that is gold, is less reactive than copper, which is less reactive than aluminium, which is less reactive than calcium. So you have to write down it in this manner, that is by putting a less than sign over here. So if you write down this order in a greater than sign, then it will be a completely 0 mark over here. So you have to write down less than sign to indicate that aurum is less reactive than copper, which is less reactive than aluminum, and which is less reactive than calcium. So this is how you have to write down the increasing order of the reactivity of these metals.